Bro. Which one? Oh, yeah, I'd seen that before. It's like, that's a couple of years old. Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the first ones they did when they were making obscene rainbow commercials. No. That Skittles made that ad. Yeah, well, they didn't even really air. They were more of the, oh my God, look what Skittles made, or the Skittles banned ad, and it's just for the hubbub. It wasn't actually meant to be a legitimate ad. Take my shoes off, please.
Can someone get the guys out? Or can you get the guys out?
Yeah, dude, the 5 gum one. Yeah, come on now. Did that have sound to it? Oh, I didn't hear that. Right. Not on my presser, please. Nice. Right. No, just the shooting the ball about the nonsense in Syria and Sweden. Oh, dude, did you hear the backstory on that? Yeah, Bolivia, of all places, wanted to have a closed-door session on that, and they're like, no, we'll do everything out in the open, thank you. Yep. Yeah, that was that. Well, and again, dude, that was the politicking. That was what we should have been doing 8 years ago. I fully disagree with doing this attack, but I like how that ambassador reacted in the UN. That's exactly what is supposed to happen. Exactly. Now, I think that the quote unquote gas attack was conveniently timed, and Assad has nothing to gain by doing that and everything to lose. That's a move that's designed only to bring the U.S. in. I can't disagree with that. Yeah, but here's the problem with that. Every time that somebody says, well, we've got the intelligence, a couple of years down the road, it turns out, yeah, but not really. Okay, you have to take people out twice? No. Okay. To me, it doesn't. I do, but I mean, it's fucking done. We should have. The time to have done this was the first time it happened. Now this instance right here in the here and now does not strike me as being legitimate. It does not strike me as being anything other than the military-industrial complex and globalists figuring out how to manipulate Trump into doing something that they want him to do. This is exactly what Hillary Clinton would have done, and she would have needed less provocation to do it, and she would have been wrong to do so. Well, and yeah, there is some Reynolds Wrap flavor happening. I'll even cop to that. I'll cop to that. But it just sits wrong with me. Well, again, what is there to gain other than our involvement by doing so? And from another angle, what the hell do we have to gain by getting involved? Fuck yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, well, I mean, if everything were on the level and clear as day, you'd have me as an ally. You'd be right there with you saying exactly the same thing. I just don't think it's clear enough to make those assertions. And there's every reason in the world for a faction that's fighting against Assad in Syria to do exactly what was done in order to provoke the reaction that actually happened. There are people there that benefit from that. Assad doesn't. The United States doesn't. Russia doesn't. But those guys do. I'm on the phone. Well, and see, there's some conflicting reports. Did he? Because there's some reports out there saying that no, that was a false flag. There's also reports out, and big, deep ones from the Obama administration, and Biden and Kerry were out touting this, that they removed all the chemical weapons out of Assad's capability. Do I buy it? Yeah, exactly. I don't necessarily buy it, but they were out there on the record as saying that that is what had happened. So when they can turn around and say Assad used chemical weapons, you got to look at Biden, you got to look at Kerry, and you got to look at Obama and go, you told us this wasn't possible. Okay? Now, it doesn't sit right with me. And even if we do get rid of Assad, who's in charge of Syria? And who's going to do the state making? Because if we take out Assad, Russia's got no interest anymore in propping up the state and making it work again. Who does that leave? Us again. And we don't do it right. Not our circus, not our monkeys, man. And I don't think we don't need to get involved. If we wanted to give Saudi Arabia those Tomahawk missiles and say, hey, why don't you go ahead and clear this crap up because you've got a vested interest in clearing this crap up, go ahead and let that happen. But we don't need to. Except for Bolivia, apparently. Well, not that they have much sway in any way, shape, or form, but again, everybody else cheers because that means they have just absolved themselves from having to do anything at all. Why is it always us? Why do I got to pay for this crap? We've got nothing to gain from this. And I'm all for, if we're going to swing our dick, let's do it right. let's do it right. If we come in, you're ours. Nobody else's. You don't get to, we're not even going to give you democracy. We're going to give you democracy as a territory of the United States of America. That's how we're going to give you democracy. You're going to be a conquered territory for a while. We're not playing this game anymore. We're not, you're going to be the Philippines. You're going to be Guam. You're going to be Puerto Rico for a while. But whatever. I think that was a mistake. And what's funny is that there's not a whole lot of, there's more than I expected given the fact that we, tomahawked somebody, but there's been not a whole lot of media about the terrorist attack in Sweden.
Dad, we need a screwdriver.
Use my knife, bud. Or my bracelet. Grab my bracelet and give it to Mommy. Yeah, and do you see the video that was released from one of the shops? Yeah, there's a video of one of the shops. It's got a camera on its outdoor stuff because it's one of those shops that wheels some like carts and racks out front. So it's got this camera from the back of the shop that's pointed at the street. It's kind of high up. So you can see the sidewalk in front of the store with the carts on it, and you can see about 3/4, maybe half of the street. And people are walking by doing their thing, and all of a sudden you see like 6 or 10 people like really quickly run in the store and turn the corner. And then you see the van just go bang right by the front of the store. Must have been doing about 45, 50. Man. Yeah, but we're not as centralized, and we don't have the problem that Europe has quite yet. Give it to Mommy. She'll know what to do. And you're right. I'm sure that we haven't seen it here yet because, number one, more people drive here than in Europe. And I could definitely see somebody putting an end to that toot sweet, putting their car in between that rampaging vehicle and the pedestrians. So, well, and what I'm scared of is if they get a hold of the big rig. Because the European lorries are basically, glorified conversion vans, which, let's not fake the funk. They're dangerous as hell, but they're nowhere compared to a freaking Peterbilt. So. Chipink. 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 Yeah, I was never fond of aluminum bats. All right, man. Late.